Hello lovely people, it's Candy here, coming from Wales today. I'm up in my caravan. I managed one day of the season. I've got my coffee, brought some tarot decks with me, and I've never ever used is it the Gill Tarot or the Gill Tarot? I'm not sure how you say it. Anyway, it's this one by Elizabeth Josephine Gill. I think it's the Gill Tarot. I fell in love with this a while ago. I saw a few walkthroughs, and because when I first saw it, I was really new, and I loved the keywords on the miners. I love the backs. I'm beginning to realise that I do like lots of colour and loads of things going on on my cards. It's one of those decks, I haven't got many that this happens to, but I buy and I'm really, really excited about, and then for some reason they've just sat unused. It just seemed a shame, and before I left I wanted to do one reading up here with the deck, and I just thought, I've got the Gill Tarot. I think I threw it in my bag because the box was like sort of sea blue. So I'm going to do a very, very quick walkthrough for anybody that might not have seen this deck. It's really beautiful. And then I might do a really quick deck interview and pull a card for the day. I love the art style on this deck. I'm just going to quickly flick through. So you've got the Fool and the Magician. I had the Priestess card. Is probably one of the nicest High Priestess cards I've ever seen. And again, the Empress as well. I absolutely love the Empress card. The Emperor. The Priest. I love that one as well. I love the checkerboard floor. The Lovers. Which you'll see later. I'll leave that out. Links with the Devil. The Chariot. Strength. Yeah, the artwork is just really fantastic. The Hermit is unbelievable. I love it. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Why are these upside down now? Let's turn the deck around. And the Hanged Man. I think that probably is one of my favourite, if not my favourite, Hanged Man cards. Death, spectacular Death card. Temporaire is written on this one. The Devil. Now if I bring that Lovers card back in, you'll see with the Lovers it's the man reaching for the woman. With the Devil it's the woman reaching for the man. It's interesting. The Tower. Oh, the Star card. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful Star card? And the Moon. Gorgeous Sun card. Judgment. And the World, so kind of astrally the World and Judgment. And then we come to the Miners, and you'll see what I mean by the keywords on them. I just thought when I know meanings now, but when I first saw this deck I was struggling to remember meanings, and I just loved the fact that there were these keywords on the cards. I have another sip of coffee and try and wake up. So this is the Wands. So you've got Potency, Dominion for the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands, Enterprise. So I suppose that's that planning and beginning to move forward into your plans and action. 4 is Completion. And you can see that it's very elemental. You've got the fire as well through this. 5 is Endeavour with the arrow going forward, so it's kind of like that competition element. 6 is Victory. 7, Valour. 8 is Speed. 9 is Preparation. And 10 is Oppression. So, yeah, I quite like that as well. We normally think of the Ten of Wands as burden, but I like that idea of it being oppression as well. It just adds a new element to it. And then we've got the Princess. It's a beautiful court card, which is transformation. So we've got Princess and Prince, Queen and King for the courts. So the Prince, which would be the Knight in other decks, is aspiration. The Queen is reflection. And the King is innovation. Then we come on to swords. So we've got the Ace is energy. 2 is peace. 3 is sorrow. 4 is rest. Love that. 4 of swords. 5 is loss. 6 is change. Now, because this is it's not really a pip deck, but it's kind of pippish. I think if these keywords don't resonate, it might not be a deck for you. But for me, I really liked the keywords. I think some of them are different to what you'd expect. Luna, what on earth is the matter? You've only just come back from a walk. 7 is uncertainty. 8 is conflict. 9 is despair. That's a brilliant 9 of swords. Look at that. And she's surrounded by this figure here is surrounded by all the swords. And look, she's actually in the shadow of this sword under the star, which kind of, well, it's not a star, it's the reflection of the moon on this end, the moonlight off the end one, which is, I love the fact that the shadow is from the moonlight, and the moon is like about not really having the whole picture and being confused and things we make up in our head, which is kind of what the 9 of swords is all about for me. And the 10 of swords is desolation. Yeah, I like the fact that ending is shaped like a wheel as well. It's the idea that even the worst of times, if you hold on, the good times roll back round, which is what my tattoo is all about. It's a reminder of when things are challenging for me, just to hold on and magic rolls round again. So you can see some of these cards really did speak to me. Now we've got the courts for the swords. Rupert, oh, my dogs are messing around in the caravan. Because my dogs are jumping around, they're making the table shake, so I apologise. Jill. So you've got the princess's control in this. The prince is action. Yeah, the prince. The queen is reason. And the king is intuition. Reason and intuition. See, I like that kind of jumping off point that these cards gave me as a beginner. Right, cups. The ace is beauty. The 2 is love. The 3 is joy. Dogs. Oh. The 4 is... Oh my God, how do you pronounce that? Satiety? That's not right. I know what it means. Why am I having a mental block on how to pronounce that word, guys? 5 is regret. Now, I always think of the 5 of cups in my head as sorrow, but I love regret being put into the mix as well. I like that. The 6 is satisfaction. The 7, imagination. I love that card. It really, it's really lovely. I love that card. The 8 is instability. The 9 of cups is content. And the 10 of cups is success. Then you've got the courts for the cups. The princess is evolution. The prince is creativity. The queen is contemplation. Again, that is a beautiful Queen of Cups. Really, it is a beautiful deck, this. And the King is inspiration. I mean, look at that. The artwork's really spectacular. And then the Pentacles, we've got wealth for the Ace, unity for the 2, gain for the 3, order for the 4, adaptation for the 5, well-being for the 6, and you've got the chakra colours. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and me sneezing, that doesn't bode well. 7 is delay, 8 is skill, 9 is prudence, and 10 is prosperity. And then the Courts, we've got growth. That's such a beautiful card. Look at that. Construction, nurture for the Queen, and conception for the King. And here you've got the title cards at the backs are like this. And you have got a layout spread there. So 2 extra cards there. I don't have the book. I've just realised I've taken the little white book out. So I can't show you the book. But what I am going to do is I'm going to shuffle and I'm going to do a deck interview with this. It's quite thick cardstock. You can see it's quite a game to try and shuffle it. Let me show you this amethyst crystal. Isn't that incredible? This I found in a tiny little antique junk shop down in the town by the beach. Sat underneath a load of things, and he wanted £4 for it. I know. It's so beautiful as well. Okay. You know, I'm sat here shuffling, and I am I've suddenly realised how tense my body is as I'm shuffling. Literally, I was holding my breath, my shoulders are up in the air, I'm holding everything really, really tense. And the amount of tension I'm holding in my body was just ridiculous. I just caught myself. So I've just taken some time to close my eyes, take some deep breaths. I've lit a incense stick in this My Little Pony cup with some salt in, because we're fancy here like that. And I am I'm just trying to relax because I was just really, really tense. And I think it's always it's a good idea sometimes to catch your body as you're shuffling, because I don't want to put that energy into this deck. Right then, now I've shuffled well. This is quite a tricky little deck to shuffle. It's actually quite a thick deck. The cardstock is really quite thick. And to riffle shuffle it, I had to split the pack into 2 to riffle shuffle. Yeah, I just realised that's got words on, and I see men as trees walking. Never noticed that on the backs before. I need to read the little book that comes with this. Right, so I am going to try and remember the deck interview that I did with the Thoth, because I haven't got the notes for that here, but I think I can remember it. And let's just see the difference with a different deck. What we get. Right then, so who do you think you are as a deck? So what I'm doing, I read with any jumpers that are coming out. What are your strengths? Was that card? And then the next card, position 3. Oh, I'm not taking a whole book. Right, position 3. What is your weakness as a deck? What is your weakness? That one. So that's for the deck. 1, 2, and 3. So who are you as a deck? Strengths and weaknesses. The next 3 cards on me. Who do you see me as a how do you see me as a reader? The next card is what can you teach me? Eek. Let's turn those back round. This is quite a good deck for jumpers. Okay, what can you teach me? And that card is what can you what do I need to bring to learn from you? How do I need to show up for you? And then the final card is our outcome of working together. Okay, so what is our outcome going to be of working together? That one. Okay, so let's move all of this out the way so we can see the cards. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Okay, so let's see what the Gill Tarot has to say to me. So, who are you as a deck? I'm a 10. I'm a completion of fire energy. I am a deck that will talk to you about oppression and burdens. When you're feeling oppressed, possibly. Let's see what the other cards have. So, strengths. Ah, the well-being card. So, I'm here to help you keep balance, to balance all your energy points. I'm about energy because this is wands and this has got the chakra colours on. I'm about not blocking or bordering in your energy. So when you feel blocked or oppressed or burdened and you feel that your energy has stopped flowing, I'm a deck that can release those energies, get the circle flowing again, help you find the blockages, the barriers, the grids up where you're defensive, where you feel oppressed. I can help release you from that. What are your weaknesses as a deck? Judgment. Wow, okay, I'll be a bit judgy of you, but sometimes don't you think we need the judgment to get to the well-being? It's not, sometimes the people who don't judge and don't call us out are not the helpful people. So this deck isn't a yes all the time. It's about rebirth, it's about circles. Okay, so how do you see me as a reader? Rest. Okay, so am I somebody that needs more rest? Yeah, somebody that needs more rest, somebody that needs to rise above. This flower is above the clouds. You're somebody that needs to connect with a higher plane, and you need to rise above so that you can bloom like the flower. The flower is fragile. There are very fragile leaves there, but it's got the swords coming out of it. You're somebody that's been stabbed by swords, but that's giving you strength. You're the flower with the sword stabbed into it. Now you need to rise above where you have come from and find some peace. And I'm going to help you find this peace. I'm a deck to help you with all the oppression. What can you teach me is this position. Death reversed. Whoa. Okay. So I can teach you the beauty of endings. I can teach you how to start again. And that with a starting again, there is a beauty. I can teach you how to unstick yourself if you can't move on, if you're finding that you can't start again. I am the deck that will teach you how to start again, how to keep this circle going. Those circles, look at the circles, how to rebirth, how to rise above, how to hit the healing of the stars. What do I need to bring to you to learn? Yourself in the stars, in the cosmos, knowing that you've got the whole world at your feet. You've got the whole world at your feet. You can do anything. You need to bring the attitude of the world. The fact that this circle of oppression and judgment and swords in your fragile petals, it's over. We've got a completion of that. Bring to me the knowing that that's finished. Now you've got the world at your feet. What's our outcome of working together? The card I can't say. Society, the Four of Cups reversed. So this means like enough. You've had enough. That way up, all the emotions are going to drop out of the cups. They're dropping out anyway. You've had enough here. They're overflowing. You know, you have enough. You've just got to see that you've got enough. You haven't got to let it become stagnant in the longing, that in the thought that you haven't got enough. So release it. Really let it go. Really let it drain out fast. This stagnant liquid, that thinking that you're lacking and that you've lost things. You haven't. There is so much there. It's overflowing, but it's going stagnant because you're not noticing it. The world is at your feet. I'll show you that you've got enough. I'll show you how to release the poison. I'll show you how to be grateful and happy again. This is a deck about moving on, guys, isn't it? This is a deck that's going to tell me how to move on. Wow. Right, I am going to pause this and take a photo, then I'm going to pull a few cards. Okay, now, do you know what? Since I've started doing deck interviews, I literally don't feel like I can use a deck until I've done it. It really does feel disrespectful now to pick up a new deck that I've not used before and go straight into working with it without talking to it like that first. So I'm quite excited because this deck has told me it's a deck that wants to unstick me, to show me how to move forward and to finally let go of everything that's holding me back. And I had a live reading a few days ago on Sedana's channel, and she said exactly the same thing to me. She said there's 3% of you that is not letting go. So let's pull a few cards and just see. So I've got growth, growth reverse, growth stuck. Okay, so it really, oh, that one flew all the way across the room. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's just really bringing it home to me. And anybody watching, if you're hearing or watching these cards being pulled, I always think there's a reason that you watch a card pull. So if anything's resonating, take it. So, victory is what we're after. Victory is where we're heading. But how? I get it. I get that this is what's available. I get that that's where I'm going. Give me a how card. Give me a how. Give me the next step card. Okay. And the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. Bottom of the deck is the world reversed. It was reversed. So the underlying energy of this is, gosh, it's really trying to get the point across to us, isn't it? You've got the world at your feet, but and you've got completion there, and you've got everything available to you, but you're just stuck. You're just not letting a circle complete. You're just holding on to that last 3%. You've got to let it go, because you've got, look at this. Look at these two sat next to each other. I think there's a reason I put them there. You've got to let it go, because there's victory waiting to come in. If you can let this go, this can slide in. You've got growth. There's growth, but it's stuck. How to get there? Enterprise, action. You're like a fiery arrow being pulled forward, and yeah, look, it's forming like an arrow, this Three of Wands. But the shape is forming an arrow, and I think in this reading, the arrow is really, really, really important, because to shoot forwards like an arrow, you first have to be pulled backwards to build up that that bow action. And I think the shape of an arrow is very, very representative of somebody that has been through really, really hard times, have pulled them back and just taken them really backwards and done damage. So for the way forward to be an arrow shape, for me, that is really, really touching. I find that incredibly touching. And it's on fire. It is on fire. It's time. It's time to plan for victory. Let go of the lack of growth and the 3% that I'm holding on to let go. There's a letting go before the shooting forward. There's a pulling back. So I think today, for anybody who feels that they're stuck, to view yourself as the arrow, the on fire arrow. If you're feeling stuck, then what might be you be holding on to that you need to just let go of and just completely finish that circle of letting go. There's a pulling back first, a letting go first before you can shoot forward. So let go. We've got the circles here. We've got the spinning wheel circle. We've got the circle of the 6. We've got the world. We've got the world. It's about circles, knowing that we have to complete one circle before we can start the next. I'm even looking at circles there and circles going around here. Even the things I've got out around me, I've got circles on this morning. So let's let go and finish circles that have held us back so that we can shoot forward like an arrow. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a really fun reading and deck interview, the very first one I've ever done in my caravan. I loved it, and I will see you next time. Bye.